Welcome. I'm Craig Jeffrey, the Managing Partner of Strategic Treasure. This is one of our video commentaries talking about the new normal. Today's particular topic is technology and the non-linear risks that confront treasury organizations. So first of all, what is the situation? What characterizes the new normal? What characterizes today's new normal since the financial crisis began is a realization that risks do not come in a standard, smooth manner, that there are long tails to our distribution, our probability distribution curves. Events come in rapid sequences. Companies, countries deteriorate far faster than we might have imagined, and we have to face these risks directly. And that characterizes the new normal both in terms of the financial risks, but there's also an aspect of that where the playing field changes quite dramatically. It's not the same when the game starts. This can be from senior management, where we've seen treasurers fired because they invested in auction rate securities or some other instrument that was specifically allowed and was invested in within the range that the investment policy has. So changes can come from, and changes in expectations can come from senior management. The changes also come from the regulatory bodies that exist throughout the world. These can be, what entities might be bailed out, what occurs with sovereign risk, and the rules that regulate each organization. So the playing field changes quite dramatically. So when we think about nonlinear risk and the new normal, what didn't work? There was a number of things that didn't work, but a couple of those that we want to talk about in terms of technology is the way that we structure our technology. The new normal presents risks in different ways, and we call that coming to us in a nonlinear fashion. Most of today's systems, most of today's companies have established their technology in a way that's very linear. They determine what they need or what risks they need to manage, what they need visibility on, and they build a process that gets that data from their banks, from internal systems. It puts it into a process to be managed, and then reports are generated from that. And everything works well until something changes. When something changes, as it happens in Treasury, the whole system has to be started over again. The linear process begins again. We need new data. We have to go back to the beginning. We have to pull it together, and we have to manage it. And this is a particular challenge because the new normal brings us new situations, and there's not 2 months that we have to respond to an emerging crisis. We need to know the answer to a foreign currency issue, a country level risk issue very rapidly. You can't say to senior management or to your board that give me 2 weeks, I'll have a beautiful PowerPoint for you that describes the situation and how we're going to address it. That will, at a minimum, create a complete lack of confidence in Treasury's ability to manage those risks, to understand what's going on, and let alone to calibrate that risk and to manage that. So the first challenge, or one of the challenges, that looking at these risks requires that you get data from different systems and in different places. Data sits all over the place in the organization and outside the organization. It's in different formats. And that has to be aggregated, and just pulling the data together, aggregating it, doesn't put it in the format that you need. Even data from one system may have the same counterparty set up 2 or 3 different ways. When you look at Treasury's responsibility to protect the organization, they're pulling data from many systems. Insurance systems, bank exposure systems, investment, custody databases. All that needs to be consolidated, aggregated. It has to be normalized so that it makes sense. And then it needs to be enriched. And by enriching that, it raises the question of what is required in this organization. So that raises the question, what is required to address the fact that data sits in different places? It has to be brought together. Now this is vital because in order to create a flexible system, you need the Treasury technology stack. You need the right type of people, but you also have to have a properly designed Treasury technology stack that is architected to be flexible while meeting the current needs.